Hey, it's Candy. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sitting on the beach right now. Maybe I can show you guys. The tide's really out. It's super foggy. But I am here with Cody, my boyfriend, and we are celebrating his birthday. And it's only 7 a.m. I woke up like 6:30. I'm a really early waker. He is not. So I snuck out of the room, and today is his birthday, so I went and got myself a coffee, and I got him a cupcake from the bakery since it's his birthday, so I'll take that back. I'll probably let him sleep for a little while unless I get a message from him. But yeah, I wanted to kind of get on here and just talk to you guys and see what was going on with everyone. I know we haven't done a car talk in a while. You're actually sitting on my dash on top of my mask so that you're stable and we're not moving. In fact, I can take this off and turn the car off. It's fine. Everything's fine. But yeah, I just wanted to like say hi and talk about stuff. So Cody does not want to be on camera right now. He said he may change his mind in the future, but it's not something that he wants to, he doesn't want to be on YouTube. But we did take a cute picture yesterday, and he's like, you can post that on your Instagram if you want. And I was like, what? So if you do want to see him, you can go over to my Instagram @KandyFoxx and see what he looks like. I think he's cute, but like, I'm a little biased, you know? Just kidding. I think he's very attractive. Plus, he's a very nice guy. So, I finally got some time off work. I had Friday off. Today is Saturday, and I have Sunday off. So, I'm looking forward to just relaxing for a couple days. Yesterday morning, we got up and kind of hung around the house for a little bit. He lives in Seattle, and he took a train down to Kelso. He stayed at my house Thursday night. We got up and we went to breakfast. We had some Bloody Marys at breakfast. Like, well, he had one and I had two, so he drove home. And then we took a Bloody Mary nap. And then we left for the beach. We left my house about 1 o'clock. Got here around 3. Checked into the hotel. The view from our balcony is gorgeous. I have some pictures on my phone. I don't know if I can even show you guys. So this is the view from our balcony. And then last night, the sun was going down. It was gorgeous. We ate some Mexican food. It was great. I hope you guys can see this. I'll find out in editing, and then if it doesn't look good, then. And then last night it got super foggy, and it's still super foggy right now, and the tide is way out. So my plan was to like, yes, I'm gonna drink and have fun and relax, because like my life is super stressful, working 2 jobs and trying to keep content for you guys. And I had like, what did I have? I had half of this, I think I took a picture of it. might as well just show you guys everything. So it was called a club tail, and it was a sex on the beach, and it said, flawless mix of orange, peach, and cranberry, better than you know what. That's a lie. I drank like a quarter of it and got a headache. I just find I can't drink that kind of like sugary canned stuff, because I tried another one that was called like a Blue Crush by Monaco, I think was the brand. And again, I drank like a quarter of it, and I was like, I can't, like, I don't feel good about this. And it was so annoying, because I wanted to get like a good buzz and just relax, because my life is super stressful right now. So, speaking of stress, a couple things going on right now that are like adding to everything, or, you know, perpetuating everything. My aunt and uncle last week were both in the hospital with COVID. My aunt got out, she got better, but my uncle is still in the ICU, and it's very scary. He has a heart murmur and high blood pressure, and so I worry that, you know, he's not gonna get better. But I did talk to my aunt yesterday afternoon, and he seems to be getting better. She had a good conversation with him. They had him laying on his stomach because they couldn't get enough oxygen in him. They couldn't keep his oxygen levels up. So that was really worrying me. Not to mention it was like worrying my mom, who uses me as her, like, I call myself my mom's rock because she doesn't really have anyone else. And so I'm the person she complains about work to, complains about her, you know, love life, all that stuff. So it was like a lot on me. Not to mention that I was also like, yee, I hope he's okay. Because, you know, I only have one uncle on that side that's, you know, a blood relative. I have married in uncles that I love, but that's my uncle. He was like there my entire childhood. He's only like 10 years older than me, and so he taught me a lot of stuff. He introduced me to music and took me to concerts. I just have a very special bond with him. So anyway, moving on from that, the other stressor is my old job. I had been working there like one day a week maybe, or even less sometimes, because I was trying to give the woman that was replacing me the chance to do the job on her own. And then I would just come in and be like, yes, you're doing great, or hey, you need to fix this. And there was a lot of, hey, you need to fix this, and that's okay. You know, I understand. But it's been like 3 months now, and she's working full time, so it's not like she doesn't have the time, and I'm always available via text. And the same mistakes are being made over and over again. Well, my boss, what did he come to the house for? Oh, it was 2 Thursdays ago. The garage door broke. And luckily it was when I got home from work on Wednesday night that it didn't work, and not Thursday morning when I went to leave for work. But it wouldn't open. So one of the springs had broken. So he was coming over to fix it on Thursday. And when I got to the house, it was almost fixed. I guess I wasn't there when he was like trying to fix it. Like, I got there when he was almost done, but my roommate was there. Apparently there's 2 springs in this door, and as the first one, he fixed the first one, and he was like testing it out, and it was going all the way down, and the second spring broke. So he had to replace both of those. But the garage door's fixed now, which is awesome. But he comes in the house to tell me it's fixed, and he's like, hey, the new girl hasn't been at work all week. And I was like, what? And you didn't think to like text me and let me know? I had yesterday off, I could have came in. And he was like, or no, I had the day before off. I'm trying to keep my days straight, it's just, and he was like, yeah, I didn't think about it. And I was like, okay, well, do you need me to come in and like do anything for you? And he's like, no, she should be there tomorrow. Well, it turns out she was gone that entire week. I came in on Sunday because I knew she hadn't been there. So I wanted to get things like reorganized for her for the next week so that it was easier for her to just come in and do some stuff. And then I would do some of the things that like she didn't necessarily need to do, like easy stuff, so that it could be done. And then I did payroll and all that stuff so that she would have an easy time next week. I knew she was sick. She didn't come in at all this week either. Okay, she's sick. I get it. That's fine. Like, I get people get sick. So out of the last 2 weeks, she wasn't at work at all. So I had texted on Thursday. I didn't know she hadn't been there. I had texted on Thursday and I was like, hey, I'd like to come in and get my final paycheck. I think, you know, you must have this down. Here's the things that need to be done and blah, blah, blah. Didn't get a reply from her, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I show up Thursday night and she hasn't been there all week. and I'm like, holy crap. I walk into the shop, or into the office part of the shop, and my old boss is sitting at the desk, and I can tell he is super stressed. I've worked with the man for 17 years. I can tell when he's super stressed, and I could just see on his face that he was freaking the F out. So I was like, what are you doing? What do you need? He's like, the accounting program won't open. It's asking for a password. I don't know the password. So I had to like log that in for him. And I was like, what did Stacy do this week? It doesn't look like the AP bills were paid. And I asked her to do that. And he's like, oh, she hasn't been here all week. I'm like, oh, what? Like, okay, well, these have to be paid. So I had to enter in, like, she hadn't paid any of the AP for like a month. And I had told her, I said, if you feel comfortable doing this, enter this, and then we'll get those bills out. Well, she hadn't done that. She apparently didn't feel comfortable. So there was a whole month of AP bills to enter. So I worked for like 2.5 hours, got all the AP checks done, ready for them to ship out, or ready for them to be put in envelopes the next day and, you know, sent out. And because the boss had to sign them, and I know he leaves at 5, and I didn't get there until 3. So she didn't come in yesterday, and he had said, he was like, if she doesn't show up tomorrow, I'm gonna have to let her go. It's not because she's sick, it's because she's not doing the job. And I go, I agree with you. It's, you know, it is what it is. And sure enough, she didn't come in yesterday, and so he was having a problem with something. So before we left town, I had to run down there and help him with something. And he was like, well, if she doesn't show up on Monday, I'm gonna have to let her go. And I go, stop. You've been putting this off for a long time, because I wanted to let her go like 2 months ago, but that was his decision. I gave him my opinion. I said, she's not, you know, she's not doing the job correctly. I gave her a lot of chances. And he was like, well, she doesn't show up Monday. And I was like, stop. You said that about today. You just need to do it. And again, I've worked with this man for 17 years. I know he hates confrontation. We worked as a team. I was always bad cop. Always bad cop. He was always good cop. And I was like, you're gonna have to do this. And so he did. He let her go yesterday. So like, I'm glad, because there will be less mess for him, but it's also super stressful for both of us, because I'm gonna have to go in on my days off to kind of do the important things that have to be done. And we're also gonna have to interview new people and try to get somebody in there, because they can't be without someone. The shop is so busy right now. They're super backed up. It's not a convenient time for this to happen, but it needed to happen. And I don't want you guys to think I don't like this woman, because I do. She was a very sweet lady. She just wasn't the right fit for the job. I thought she would be. I thought after the first couple of weeks she was catching on, but she wasn't. And it just kept piling on. And she knows this. I'm not one to like mince words. If you're not doing the job correctly, I'm going to tell you. And I did. And her and I had multiple discussions. And so it had to be that. So, and then at my job, my new job, it's the end of the month. And so I have this big warehouse statement that I have to deal with next week. It's like 56 pages. There's like 10 to 15 line items on each page. I have to match everything up. It's a lot. It usually takes me about 3 days to go through this statement. So that's my big project for this coming week at work. And it always stresses me out a little bit, because it's a huge undertaking. But luckily I have great girls up at the counter that don't need me to be there all the time. They'll just call me up to the front counter if it gets too busy or if they have a question, so I can focus on that and get that done. And then, so I'll have Monday and Tuesday to do that. Wednesday I'm off, so I'm gonna have to be at the old job. Thursday I close, so I can only work on that from like 10 to 3. And then, no, Thursday I open, Friday I close. So I can work on the warehouse statement in the afternoon on Thursday, and then it has to be done on Friday. So I should have enough time. I have everything like organized and ready to match up. I just had to wait until I was done with my 20th payables to do my 30th payables. So, plus I'll have payroll next week, the end of next week. Life is crazy. So yeah, that's what's been going on with like my life this week. This literally all happened like in the last 4 days. So I'm hoping today that Cody and I can enjoy ourselves. We're gonna get some barbecue. I'm gonna bring him down to the beach. I don't know what else we're gonna do. You know, as we were coming into town, I was like, oh, we have to go here, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And he was like, you've been here a lot, right? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, so we're probably gonna come back here a lot, right? And I was like, yeah. He goes, we don't have to do everything at once. I was like, you're right. Let's just relax and chill. He's had a stressful week too, so it's great. A couple of things I do like about him. When we first started talking, I play a lot of Fortnite. Or, you know, when we first started dating. I play a lot of Fortnite, especially with my nephews. But lately, I've been playing a lot by myself. And so it'd be great to have someone to play with. Well, my friend Will has started to play with me a little bit. And I was like, Cody, you should play Fortnite. It's free to play. It's so much fun. He's like, no, I will never play Fortnite. Never. Me and my friends make fun of that game. And I was like, come on, it's kind of fun. I go, you don't have to take it seriously. He's like, no. Well, I finally convinced him. So we've been playing Fortnite at least a couple rounds almost every night. And I had like, he wanted me to play Stardew Valley, and I was like, oh, it's not really my type of game, but I'll try it. And we played it a couple times, and it's definitely not my type of game. It's like a harvesting, like, strategy building a farm game, and I'm like, no, this isn't my thing. And I played it with him, you know, and if he asks me to play it again, I'll play, but it's just not my thing. But now he has started playing Fortnite with me, and he's a little bit hooked. He is. We also started playing, he has a PlayStation and I have a PC, and not all games are like cross-platform, so we can't always play together. But we also started playing this game called Dauntless, which you know, you have weapons and armor and stuff, and you go and like chase after these monsters and kill them. And it's a really tough game, to be honest with you, but it's super fun to play together. And he's introduced me to a couple of his gaming friends. The other day on Fortnite, he was like, hey, do you want to play? I was like, yeah. So I logged on, he logged on, and he was off doing something. And someone else joined our party and joined the voice chat, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm playing a solo match, waiting for him, and someone starts talking, and I'm like, what the heck? And I was like, hi. And they're like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just playing a match, waiting for Cody. He's like, oh, that's my dad. And I was like, what? He goes, I go, oh, this is so-and-so? And he's like, yeah, I saw my dad was online, so I hopped on. I was like, well, it's nice to sort of meet you. I've heard a lot about you. He's like, yeah, I've heard good things about you too. And I had this wonderful conversation with his 11-year-old son until he hopped on and he was like, what's happening? Because the plan was not to meet his son yet. Neither one of us were ready for that. We hadn't talked to his mom. We hadn't talked to his son's mom, and I didn't want to be disrespectful to her by like meeting her son without her permission. And so we met online. I haven't met him in person, but I've talked to him, and we were playing Fortnite, and he invited like some of his friends. His son invited some of his friends, so it was like 5 kids, 11 and under, and me and Cody's friend. And those kids were just so loud and talking so much, and I was like, oh my gosh, I had overload. I had to be like, oh, I have a phone call, I gotta go. it was too much for me all at once. It was a really overwhelming, and I was like, it just, freaked me out. All right, well, I've talked to you guys for like 20 minutes and I think I filled you in on like what's going on in life. So I will let you go. Again, if you want to see Cody, I'm sure I'll be talking about him some, but he doesn't want to be on camera. If you want to see him, he's on my Instagram. Yeah, and wish me luck finding a new person for my old job and trying to keep up with everything. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you soon.